4 congregants hostage. You're listening to ABC News.
Angie's List is now Angie, and caring for your home just got easier. Whether you need help with routine maintenance or a dream remodel, Angie makes it easy to see reviews, compare quotes, and connect with top local pros who can get the job done right. Plus, you can see upfront pricing and instantly book hundreds of projects. No phone tag, just the work you need done.
Okay.
Show with Howard Monroe.
Introducing our new redesigned 7 News app. Our new app features a sleek, modern design, an easy-to-navigate home screen with quick access to local news content, and a localized weather forecast. Subscribing to notifications is easier, and with one tap, you have access to recent push notifications. There are more ways to watch and find video. To get the new WTRF 7 News app, just update the latest version or download the WTRF 7 News app in your Apple or Google Play Store by searching WTRF.
The new year is here, and so are the new Toyotas. So visit your dealer and reserve yours today. Like the all-new Tundra, redesigned from the ground up and engineered for uncompromising power. Or explore the brand new Corolla Cross with available all-wheel drive and more cargo room than ever. Visit your Toyota dealer today or go online to buyatoyota.com, the official website for deals. Hurry, offers end January 31st. Toyota, let's go places.
Over the years, you've brought opioids into your home. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But holding on to opioids puts your family at risk. Learn more at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the Watchdog trusts. More live and local programming than anyone else in the Ohio Valley. The Watchdog returns in moments.
Hello, everyone, from the Watchdog. I'm the Storm Tracker, Darnell Foster, with a look at your local weather forecast for your Tuesday. Let's call it partly sunny skies, a daytime high of 32 degrees, with an overnight low of 26 under partly cloudy skies. Mostly cloudy with a few rain showers, maybe even a few wet snowflakes mixed in for your Wednesday, with a high near 41. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors.
All right, listen up, you guys. Morning.
Morning.
You awake? It's Tuesday.
Today is Tuesday.
I am loving the sound of your voice.
Good morning, sunshine.
Crank up the radio.
You all ready for the big show? Happy Tuesday, everybody.
And action. Okay, let's do it. Hey, guys. You ready to let the dogs out?
All right, let's do this.
Yes, we are ready to let the dogs out.
Well, what are we waiting for?
It's showtime.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to a Tuesday. It's 27 degrees at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport, 27 here at my home studios in the Elm Grove section of Wheeling, and 27 degrees at the Robinson Auto Group Studios downtown Wheeling in the heart of the Ohio Valley. The wind chills out there make it feel like around 16, 17 degrees or so. So thermometer temperature 27, feels like temperature around 17. Not going to get a ton warmer today. Forecast calls for it to be up to around 32 or so. Mostly cloudy during the day today. Then tomorrow, some rain showers and could see snow coming back tomorrow as well. Will that be an accumulable, plowable snow again? Probably not, I don't think. We'll check in with Aaron on that coming up a little bit later on this morning. Here on the Watchdog Morning Show, 7:10, 10 minutes after the hour. Let's see, it is still for some a snow day. Most area schools, I think, are still closed and or on remote. And as I looked over the list at the website of WTRF.com, looks like most are just making it basically a snow day today. I don't know if any businesses are closing today or not. Quite a few restaurants stayed closed all day yesterday after the weekend storm. I'm going to assume most of them will open up again today. Keep an eye out on that. Biff, on your way in this morning, everything okay out there, roadways and so on? Things beginning to get back to normal?
Roadways were okay. It was mostly the side roads and some of the ones that maybe didn't get hit more than others did yesterday. I know I had to dig out twice yesterday. Had to dig the car out of here to get to home, and then when I got back home, suddenly realized that all the snow that they had put on the side was where I usually park. So I had to kind of make a parking spot and made one big enough just to where I could just pull the car in. So all I had to do this morning was just back out and go. And luckily, one of my neighbors yesterday helped me in the early afternoon to, kind of get a spot cleared out just to park. So, it was quite eventful yesterday, but managed to dig a parking spot big enough just to pull the car in, and then got out okay this morning. So hopefully it warms up enough today that we don't get anything, and it could kind of melt some of this stuff and be good. But main roads, at least that I traveled, River Road was good, and Main Street was still pretty good. But when you went out this morning, you could still kind of tell that in certain spots where, and they said this last night on the news, it may refreeze.
Yeah.
There were spots that actually did refreeze. So just kind of be a little cautious this morning if you're walking out, and be careful so you don't slip and fall unless you have ice skates with you. So other than that, it wasn't too bad of a drive-in.
And you're down in the valley on the flat, come down River Road, come out of Warwood down River Road and so on. So it's fairly easy roadway. Now, River Road's always a little bit of a problem because the river sends some cold air out that can freeze the roads. But for folks who are up in higher elevations, back roads and so on, they probably still have a lot to deal with up there. So I can understand why the schools, for example, are canceled. School buses probably have a hard time getting around. You mentioned shoveling out. My wife did the shoveling out yesterday, and I know people complain about it, but I'm an old man with a heart problem. So I even read a big headline, "Old men with heart problems don't shovel snow." My wife was out, and she just, sometime during the day yesterday, she just kind of shoveled room for the car to get out because it had been snowed in. And like 5 minutes later, here comes the plow, plows it back in. And my wife grumbled a little bit, but okay, that's fine. But later on, she goes out and shovels the car out again. And I told her, I said, "Honey, why don't you just wait? We're not going anywhere. No, I want to get it done." And again, a few minutes later, here comes the plow, plows it back in. 3 times she shoveled the car out. 3 times plow came back and shoveled it. Hey, I'm not complaining. Plow's doing his job. And I heard several people saying, "Well, I don't know why they don't put the snow here." Where do you put the snow? You plow the road. The snow's got to go somewhere, right?
It's got to go somewhere. But luckily, there was, where I parked, there was a mound of snow, and then the other neighbor, their car was there. So we had kind of like there's a pile of snow that had already been made, which is it's kind of like a divider between the parking spots. So I took some, I put some on there, and then tried to find maybe throw a little more on over like where my little row of shrubbery is. Anywhere I could find it, I was putting it. And then it's because you would shovel and then you go, okay, well, you're hitting the grass. So you'd hit the grass. So I'm trying to figure out exactly where the road kind of meets, so I can pull in enough to where if cars are coming, they could still get by, because the alley was still a mess. So I'm thinking, okay, well, nobody's going to come up or down the alley, but I want to get away from there enough to where, so when I park, I don't have this gigantic mound that I'm running into, so that I can't back out. So it was it was quite the strategy and figuring everything out, but no, luckily it was okay. The hardest part for me is getting to River Road. When I get on River Road, I'm okay.
Sure, yeah.
But it's like you were saying, some of those roads there's like little
Your residential streets.
yeah, your residential streets. Some of them have like little inclines or hills that you try and go up, and I'm thinking, oh, please, car, just get up there. Because if you can get up, and I knew once I got
Come on, Bessie.
Yeah,
Come on, Bessie.
Get up there. Get up there. And once I got on River Road, I was okay. But there was no problem getting to River Road. But I thought about that because I'm thinking, oh, what am I going to do? I could just see trying to go up, and then there goes the car, and it's like, oh, I don't want to make this a game this early in the morning. But no, I was fortunate enough that I got out. But yeah, it was quite the late morning, early afternoon yesterday.
You understand, I understand, most of us understand. When we have a major weather event, like a huge snowfall like we had the last couple of days, you don't get to normal quickly. I mean, it is what it is. Big snow came down, ice, snow, inches upon inches, roads are covered, and we're not getting back to normal. Which is why I just want to just scream at people on social media. Our street's not nearly as good as it usually is. No, it's not. It's snowy. It's as if people expect the city and the state to somehow I don't know, they think that there's like heaters underneath the ground that will just melt the snow away and all. I mean,
Well, and I know
they're going to come, they're going to plow the snow. That means they're going to push the snow somewhere. It's going to go into the side, into your yard, what have you. Stop complaining.
Well, I know we're going to have...
Stop complaining all the time.
We're going to have Aaron on a little bit later, but the problem we're going to run into is that now tomorrow it's going to get warm enough, and we might even see a little bit of rain. But if you paid attention to the extended forecast, and again, Aaron will have more detail, but from about Thursday through the rest of the weekend, if you looked at the lows overnight, it's going to freeze again. I mean,
absolutely.
So this goes to the point where it's not going away anytime soon. So you just got to kind of, well, you don't kind of have to. You got to deal with it, and hopefully find ways to get where you need to go and make it through.
The highest low this week, does that make sense? The highest low of the week, once you get past tonight, the highest is 17. The lowest low of the week, which will be on, looks like Friday night, 3. Which, of course, probably with the wind chill means that we're going to have temperatures below 0 for multiple nights this week. We'll talk to Aaron about it in more detail coming up in about 20 minutes or so. But it's going to be cold. We are going to see some rain tomorrow. The rain may be involving a little bit of snow. My point just is, look, we live in a big area. We live in higher elevations, lower elevations. We live on main roads and back roads, interstates and rural roads. And the crews have X number of machines and X number of people to get it done. For God's sake, they do as good a job, I think, as you can possibly do. I mean, I don't have any complaints. And it's just, we're not when you have this kind of weather, you're just not going to get back to quote normal. Your roads are not going to be the way they were in the middle of summertime. And I get so frustrated. People who seem to think they can somehow, if the city isn't making my road as perfect as it was on July the 2nd, then what are they doing? Why, they're lazy. I just get.
Well, I think we kind of got lucky.
Just go with the flow.
We kind of got lucky that the fact, and we call it a holiday weekend, but Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I mean, that was the holiday. Although I don't like calling it a holiday, but we do anyway. So,
Right.
If anything, there probably weren't too many people, out. So the traffic and everything was kind of down, probably somewhat enough that, maybe it did give crews more time to go out on the roads than had it just been a regular, ordinary Monday or something. So, I mean, kind of in a way that the timing of it may have helped a little bit, but I mean, just look at the week ahead. It's not going to get any better. I mean, it might here and there a little bit, but like you said, it's not going to get to the point where the everything's going to look like it's summertime.
And I love the people, again, seeing all this on social media. I don't know why. I've said this all the time, but why do I bother with social media? Because it just gets my blood pressure up. And for a guy like me, getting your blood pressure up is not a good thing. People look at me, well, I can see it looks like the island got better attention than South Wheeling did. That's right. They targeted you. They said, we don't want those South Wheeling people to have clean roads. We're going to do more work on the island. I mean, come on, people.
They flip a coin and figure out which one they're going to treat better than the other. Or they play rock, or they do.
Who gets the good stuff today, Bob? Let's check and see.
Yeah.
Today we're going to do better in Mozart.
We're going to do best 2 out of 3, rock, paper, scissors, and figure out which one we're going to pay more attention to.
Exactly. 7:22 on the Watchdog Morning Show. 27 degrees, pretty much everywhere around the Upper Ohio Valley with a feels-like temperature of 17. Bottom line is the snow has stopped. I think it stopped. Was there any coming down when you came in this morning, Biff?
Maybe like an occasional flurry or two.
Flake or flurry.
Yeah.
I mean, the snow has stopped, but the snow is still out there. Some of the ice is still out there. So the temperature is cold enough that some of the freezing spots are still out there. So just be aware. Again, it's a snow day for most kids. Looked like just about everybody was on either a cancellation, and most of them were cancellations. Some were on remote learning. Check it all out over at the website of WTRF.com. TRF had a story yesterday. I just wanted to mention it briefly. They were talking about the warming shelters that Belmont County puts up, and it is a great idea to have places where people can go in bad weather, not just homeless or what have you, but even sometimes if power is out, there's no heat in your house or whatever. There are warming centers, and they have them all around Belmont County, and I think it's a great idea. But they did a piece on the warming center at Grace Presbyterian Church in Martins Ferry, and they did an interview with the Reverend William Webster, and I just wanted to take a second to say what a great guy Bill Webster is, and what a wonderful church Grace Presbyterian Church is. They are a unbelievably community-involved church. Bill Webster is in so many community organizations, economic development things in the city, as well as theological things, religious and church activities. Grace Church is one of those churches that really just opens itself up to the community. So there are plenty of them around, and I don't mean to pick on this, other than Channel 7 did a story on it. And it reminded me of what a great guy Bill Webster is, and what a great church Grace Presbyterian Church is in Martins Ferry. We want everybody to be safe, he told DK. We're going to be wrestling with cold temperatures, so we want everyone to know the coffee's always on. Isn't that about as welcoming a phrase as you can possibly have, Biffy? The coffee is always on, right? I mean, isn't that the invitation that you want to hear from groups? Come on in, the coffee is always on. The building is open, come in, get warm, stay warm, says Reverend Webster. There are couches, there are chairs, there are tables, there's a kitchen, there's games, there's electronics, there's snacks, there's sleeping bags. So, again,
even a shower.
He's only one of many. What's that?
There's even a shower there, too.
That's right. That's exactly right. Handicap accessible restrooms and showers. I mean, again, I don't want to single someone out, but I am singling someone out. Bill Webster and the people of Grace Church just do a tremendous job. And it's the kind of church that you think of when you really do think of a church that is so community involved. And Channel 7 did the story about it, which prompted me to want to say that. I'm actually working with the other church in Martins Ferry, the other Presbyterian church, Martins Ferry First Presbyterian, is a couple of blocks down. They're in the process of changing of looking for a new minister, and I'm working with that church, Martins Ferry First, and helping them find a new minister. So I've been spending more time in Martins Ferry to begin with, and preaching at Martins Ferry First, and working with them on some projects and so on. So, there's a lot of activity in Martins Ferry. But again, I really wanted to comment on Bill Webster. Just a great guy. Just a tremendously good guy. And Grace Presbyterian Church, all the people of that church really want to make things happen. 7:27 after the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. Now, let me segue a little bit here, Biffy. Kind of a weird segue. From a Christian church to an after-school Satan club. Satan. Apparently, elementary school kids in Moline, Illinois, recently received an invitation to attend an after-school Satan club. The Satanic Temple, which I have noticed is beginning to look for more publicity. I actually get press releases now from the Satanic Temple. Stop and think about that. Press releases from the Satanic Temple. But the Satanic Temple says on its website that it operates after-school Satan clubs in any schools where the Good News clubs also operate. In other words, their argument is if schools are going to allow Christian groups or Judeo-Christian groups to hold after-school clubs and activities in their school, then the Satanists ought to have the ability to be there as well, which is absolutely true under our separation of church and state doctrine. We keep things separate, but if you're going to allow one, and we've seen this in state capitals, Biffy, where they post the Ten Commandments, and the legislature says, yes, you may post the Ten Commandments, and then other groups come in and say, okay, and now we're going to post, the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster comes in and wants to put their pasta helmet on. Or I think even in Charleston this past year, the Satanists had a little corner in the Capitol, because once you open the door to one, you open the door to all. So in Moline, Illinois, at this elementary school, the superintendent of the school, Dr. Rachel Savage, told parents it is a rental for the after-school activity for the Satan Club. It was not generated by the school district. It is not affiliated with the school or the school district. It does nothing to impact or involve the school day. It is simply this group is renting the school after hours like any other group can do, including religious groups, but you have to then let all of them in. So the after school, I'd like to know how many kids joined the club, Biffy, I mean, how many kids thought this was cool to join the after-school Satan club?
I'm sure.
By the way, what do they do? What do you do at this after-school Satan club?
Yeah, I don't know, and I'm not sure I want to find out.
Well, that's my concern, too. I don't know that I want to find out what they do in the after-school Satan club. I mean, I kind of know what different Christian or Judeo-Christian groups do. They may do Bible studies, right? Or they may do maybe community outreach projects. Taking things to the homeless or food baskets. I kind of sort of, and maybe the Satan Club does that too. I don't know. But like you, and it's an image. I know it's an image. And if we have any Satanists listening, you're going to say, yeah, this is the problem. You people look at us a bad way. Yeah, we kind of do. But my image of an after-school Satan Club, well, I don't have an image. And like you, Biffy, I don't know that I want to have an image of what the after-school Satan Club does. Can you imagine the kid who comes home and says, hey, Mom, listen, I'll be a little bit late, going to go to a club meeting after school. Oh, that's good, son, that's good. Glad you're going to go to taking part of some extracurricular activities. Is it the math club? No. Is it, a 4-H or something like that? Future Farmers of America? No. Well, what kind of club you going to, son? Well, Mom, it's the Satan Club. Okay, Johnny. Okay. Yeah, Mom, it's kind of cool. We all get a pitchfork. Now, I'm making fun of religion. I shouldn't do that. Satanism, for better or ill, is a religion. I think I've told this story before. Years ago when I was working at Channel 7, and there was a Satanist group that had come around the Upper Ohio Valley, and we're sitting around the newsroom discussing how to cover the story, and someone said, I wonder what Satanism stands for, and I kind of embarrassedly, I raised my hand. I said, I have a satanic Bible at home. I was like, you what? Well, I mean, it's not, I don't believe, it's just, I thought it was interesting. I was in college. I thought, let's see what this thing is. So I got a copy of the Satanic Bible. Just because I thought it was kind of fun to read. Anyway, it's there in Moline, Illinois. The After School Satan Club meets every, Tuesday, and I'm just hoping they're not putting pentagrams on the floor. You know what I'm saying, Biff?
Oh, yeah, that might be a problem.
Hope they're not asking these young girls, what's their sex life like? You know what I'm saying? I've got to be careful how I'm phrasing this. I shouldn't make fun. It is a religion. I shouldn't make fun. All right, 7:33, 27 till the hour. Now, coming up, Biffy, speaking of after-school clubs and groups, the CDC, this is not yet a recommendation, I don't think, but some scientists of the CDC are recommending to avoid the spread of Omicron and Delta and perhaps other variants of COVID. They're recommending that all sports, all bands, all high school activities be ended. So that there's no chance of everybody getting together and getting the virus. Now, I'll share the story with you coming up after the break. Nobody is buying that. There's nobody saying that's a good idea. Other than the scientists who come up with it. And they're living in such a bizarre, weird world anymore. I want to talk about that. I'll share with you what they're saying. I'll share with you why it's not going to happen. I think you will concur with me, Biff. Not going to happen is the right thing for it to do, to not happen. But they're recommending all sports, football, basketball, hockey, band, any kind of high school activity. Just stop it. Let's just not have any more. And COVID will then go away. What world are they living in? It ain't the real one. We will talk about it coming up. Now, what else we got coming up? Joe Biden sworn in as president a year ago this week. So over the next several days, we're going to talk to our team of political analysts on how they would grade him. Today, our national correspondent, Tom Squitieri, offers his thoughts on Biden's first year in office. A hearing on proposed abortion restrictions bill dominated the legislature in Charleston yesterday. The House is also looking at a moment of silence to start the public school day. State House reporter Brad McElhenney comes by to talk to us about that. And Wheeling Councilman Dave Palmer, who set his alarm wrong yesterday.
Oh, no.
is now going to be with us today to talk about his plans to run for county commission. All of that coming up in a few minutes after we check into the newsroom right now from WTRF TV, and we'll check some sports for you as well. Then Aaron will tell us exactly what to expect today and over the rest of this week. Weather-wise, a little bit of snow could be coming back. I don't think any big deal, but it is going to get cold. So we'll get to that with Aaron all coming up. 7:35, 25 to the hour, 27 degrees right now.
Conversation.
Now it's time for your local news lines from 7 News at WT.
Valley, I'm Stephanie Grinley with your...
Metro News Sports, good morning. I'm Kyle Wiggs. The Mountaineers are 10-0 at home. Baylor 3-0 on the road, although the Bears have lost back-to-back home games heading into today's game at Morgantown. Baylor has had a tough time shooting the basketball as the Bears were at 41% in a loss last week to Texas Tech. Saturday, Baylor was held to 54 points on 31% shooting.
News at WTRF, My Ohio Valley and ABC Ohio Valley. Only on AM 1600 WKKX. The Watchdog.
Good Tuesday morning, Ohio Valley. I'm Stephen Ruffing.
That's better. Biffy, I will take a second break. I know I'm behind, so I'll take a second break after Aaron. Also try to clear my throat during this break because, as you can tell, I've got some crud in there this morning. Yeah, I didn't hear anything either. That's why I started talking. We'll find out. Well, we got through yesterday without a problem, so it's only fitting today we'll have a problem. Excuse me.
DC area like it so often does. This one took a left track, and really the further west you got, the colder it was and the more snow that fell.
Keep up on what's happening in West Virginia. Talkline weekdays at 10:06 on this Metro News radio station.
Metro News Sports, good morning. I'm Kyle Wiggs. The Mountaineers are 10-0 at home. Baylor 3-0 on the road, although the Bears have lost back-to-back home games heading into today's game at Morgantown. Baylor has had a tough time shooting the basketball as the Bears were at 41% in a loss last week to Texas Tech. Saturday, Baylor was held to 54 points on 31% shooting against Oklahoma State. Mountaineer guard Sean McNeil knows Baylor has been ranked number 1 for 5 consecutive weeks until today.
Baylor's a really good team. They're really talented, extremely well coached. And it's surprising that they lost 2 at home. We know that they're going to come in here really looking for a win, and we just got to be that more prepared. We got to be extremely focused, go over the game plan and figure out what we need to do to make it 3 straight losses.
Mountaineers are hoping guard Taz Sherman returns to form. Sherman averaging just under 19 points per game, but over his last 5, he's averaging just 13 points and shooting less than 34% from the field. He's had a recent bout with COVID and isn't quite back to 100% yet. WVU freshman offensive tackle Wyatt Milam was named to the Football Writers Association Freshman All-America team. And Marshall running back Rasheen Ali was named a freshman All-America by the Football Writers Association as well. Ali rushed for 1,400 yards, 23 touchdowns. You're listening to Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. NFL Monday night, Rams beat Arizona 34-11. Matt Stafford threw for 202 yards and 2 touchdowns. He ran for another score in his first career playoff start. So next week, it'll be Cincinnati at Tennessee, Saturday at 4:30. San Francisco at Green Bay, Saturday at 8:15. Sunday at 3 o'clock, the Rams play at Tampa Bay. Sunday at 6:30, Buffalo at Kansas City. From the Metro News Sports Desk, I'm Kyle Wiggs.
The new year is here, and so are the new Toyotas. So visit your dealer and reserve yours today. like the all-new Tundra, redesigned from the ground up and engineered for uncompromising power. Or explore the brand new Corolla Cross with available all-wheel drive and more cargo room than ever. Visit your Toyota dealer today or go online to buyatoyota.com, the official website for deals. Hurry, offers end January 31st. Toyota, let's go places.
New Belgium Fat Tire Amber Ale is now available in West Virginia and distributed locally by wine and beverage merchants. With its toasty and biscuit-like malt flavors blended perfectly with hoppy freshness, it's bound to become one of your new favorite craft beers. Fat Tire Amber Ale is now available at local retailers. Please don't drink and drive and drink responsibly. From your friends at Wine and Beverage Merchants.
As the world gets back on track, now's the time to look forward and make bold, life-changing decisions. If you're ready to complete your college degree or pursue your master's like an MBA, Ohio Dominican University offers a range of innovative programs that match your goals. And with both fully online and on-campus evening formats available, pursuing your degree at ODU also fits your life. Classes are forming now. Get started at ohiodominican.edu. That's ohiodominican.edu.
This is Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Scott Damaro.
Coronavirus continues to spread in Ohio, and the particularly contagious Omicron variant is leading to a spike in cases among our students. The best way to protect them, our educators, and our whole community is for everyone to get fully vaccinated. We also need to wear our masks and practice social distancing. Ohio's kids are counting on us.
Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
Every weeknight at 6 p.m., join the voice of the Mountaineers, Tony Caridi, on The Watchdog. Tony informs and entertains WVU fans with the latest Mountaineer sports news. If it happens in the world of gold and blue, Tony knows about it and shares it with you. Sportsline, weeknights at 6 on The Watchdog.
Conversations you care about with people you know. This is the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe on WKKX and WVLY.
$17 till the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. Excuse me. I cannot get this out of my throat this morning. You all know I've been battling this whatever for over a month now. But I'm perfectly fine, except the crud is in there. I sometimes can't get it out. I'm sorry. Try not to do it on the air, but sometimes it happens. Conversation you care about from people you know is one of our theme lines. Let's talk to one of the people we know. We'll get to know him quite well. From the Big Seven, WTRF TV's Aaron Myler. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning. How are you?
So have you recuperated from the big storm?
I have. It was funny because I got here so early yesterday, like 1 a.m., and then I was here until about 1. So it was like a long day. And then I got home, and I had to shovel all the snow to get in my driveway. It was just like, all I wanted to do was not think about snow or talk about weather, and then I had to shovel a bunch of snow. So...
we were talking earlier about, I noticed on social media, the number of people who just can gripe about anything, and it's like, well, I had to shovel my car out. Well, yeah, it snowed. I mean, what are you going to do? Well, I think the city could have done a better job. How would they have done a better job? Well, I think Triadelphia got better clean streets than we did here on the island or whatever.
The grass always.
It was a huge snowstorm. Everybody did the best they can. Stop your complaining. Gee, Merry Christmas.
Oh, yeah. I think I've just realized that, I think that's everybody in life, so I think none of us are really that shocked, but, we're all slightly, everything can always be the biggest deal in the world, but there's some people who are just always, everything's, I think it's glass half full versus glass half empty, and I also think we don't usually have this kind of snow, so it's there's only so much you can do. Some people got over a foot of snow. There's only so much you can do with that much snow. Even 6 inches, or we got a lot of us here got 7 to 9. It's there's only so much you can do with 9 inches of snow.
Right.
It can't go anywhere.
See, that's what I think people don't understand. It's got to go. We don't have, I said earlier, we don't have like heated streets where we just turn the heat on and the snow melts and goes into the ground. It doesn't work that way. I heard people complaining because snow plows came by. That's a good thing. They cleaned off the road. And then the snow blocked in my car. It has to go somewhere, people. It has to go somewhere.
Yeah, it was annoying because I got like where I live. There's like a sidewalk in front of my place, so like to get my driveway, the sidewalk kind of like dips down temporarily so you can get in there. But
Right.
So it all got like I had to like go over that, and they plowed it all to the side of the road. So like of course getting in my parking lot was not possible yesterday. So my driveway. But naturally, I had a work car all day long, so I was used to having like a nice car that was good in the snow. I went in with the most confidence to try to get my driveway, and then I just got stuck. So I had to sit there and shovel myself out and pray for the tiniest bit of traction and use an insane amount of salt just to get myself in. But it happened eventually, so that's all that matters.
Still are some patchy, icy spots out there. Most schools are off today for a variety of reasons, but the school buses might have a hard time getting up and out some of the rural roads and so on. And there are still some icy spots around, so people do need to be aware of that. And of course, the snow is still there. It hasn't gone away. It may be off on the side of the road, what have you, but there are still drifts out there. So people need to be careful, even as we kind of get out of the major storm, which the effects of it are still out there.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like when I left. I mean, again, I get to work at 3 o'clock, so I was leaving way earlier than most people. But the road's still I was slipping on Main Street still, which is a main street. So it's just, I think it's still, nothing's perfect, but it's not really ever. What do you do? There's just so much snow. It's just side roads.
You just be careful. That's what you do. Now, today's going to be just a cold day, basically. We're at 27 right now. It looks like we're not going to get a whole lot warmer, maybe up to around freezing, but not a lot of no rain or that kind of stuff. Tomorrow, some rain does come in, and is it going to be snow mixed in with it tomorrow?
Yeah, so it's looking like it's going to start tomorrow afternoon, and it seems like it'll mainly just kind of be some rain at first, and it's staying off to the southern portion of our area. So, it's looking right now like Tyler, Wetzel, Marshall, and I think we'll probably even get some here, but if you live up in Weirton, you'll probably get out of it. But, and then as we get this, it's going to be from a cold front. So once this cold front passes through, it's going to drop your temperatures, which you can see for Thursday and Friday. But after it passes through, they'll start to freeze some of that rain behind it. So we'll start to see some snow mixing in with the rain, and then eventually we'll probably just see just some light snow showers.
Cumulative? Do we expect more, additional accumulation from that snow, or will it be just basically, more, a little bit more than flurries, maybe, but not real accumulation?
Yeah, I'm expecting to see a little bit more than flurries. You could even see a regular old snow shower, nothing heavy. I'm not expecting anything heavy. Just kind of like how a lot of, I guess the maximum I would expect would be like how it was yesterday later in the morning, where it was there was more than a flurry, but less than anything that you would be notable. You know what I mean?
I gotcha.
But
so today is an even freezing. We pick up about 10 degrees for tomorrow, but then as you point out, we start getting really cold. I'm looking at the overnight lows again. Man, it's gonna be cold at night.
Oh yeah, lows are dipping down into the low single digits, and then even with that, think even on a calm day, there's usually a little bit of a breeze of some sort. So I think feels like temperatures are going to be at zero, or probably for the first time this season, getting down into the negatives. So it's going to be really cold Friday and Saturday morning, and I don't know anything about this next thing, let's just say scientifically. When I was in school, I think whenever I was in school, if it was too cold in the morning, we'd have delays because of buses not working or anything. It was too cold. I don't know how any of that works, actually. So that's a school's decision, but I think you could have the potential to see a couple on Friday just if places can't get their buses going because it's so cold.
Well, I think a lot of the schools worry, too, about there's so many more kids now than there used to be who have to wait outside for the bus to come. And they don't want kids waiting outside in, literally sub-zero temperatures or close to it. Because you're looking at 3 and 5 degree overnight temperatures on going into the weekend. which, as you point out, will almost guarantee to be feels like of 0 or below. I mean, it could be a lot below if they have good winds, but it'll at least be at 0 or below. So cold nights are in store, and the days are not going to be all that much warmer. We're going to be in the 20s most of the week, as far as after we get past today and tomorrow, in the 20s for our high as well.
Yeah, so a nice even 20 degrees for Friday.
All right, but at least the worst of the snow is over and done with. No more Izzies are on their way, are they, or are they?
Not at this point in time. But, I mean, as we all know, the weather is notoriously finicky, so who knows by the time we get to next week.
Exactly. Well, you will know by the time we get to next week, and you will let us know.
I will.
Yeah, that's the way it works.
Yeah,
all right,
so.
sir. Appreciate your time today, as always. Thanks very much. Thanks for getting us through the snow of the last few days and keep us informed of what's happening as we move forward. Talk to you tomorrow. Thanks a lot.
Thanks. See you then. Bye.
Aaron Myler, the Big 7, WTRF TV. It is 8 before the hour. We are looking at 27 degrees, Wheeling, Ohio County Airport, 27 degrees here at my home studios in the Elm Grove section of Wheeling, 27 degrees at the Robinson Auto Group Studios, downtown Wheeling, in the heart of the Ohio Valley. We do have a little bit of breeze blowing around. Feels like temperature around 16, 17 degrees or so. Later on today, and then over the next several days, we're going to be doing Joe Biden's report card. Joe Biden took office on January 20th, his oath of office sworn in a year ago. That's Thursday, January 20th. So this is the 1-year anniversary of Joe Biden as president. How's he done? Good, bad, or indifferent? I've asked our political analysts who come with us frequently throughout the year to each offer their opinions. Today we'll talk to Tom Scudieri, our national correspondent, his assessment of Joe Biden's report card. Tomorrow, former congressman and former WVOY talk show host Bob Ney will be with us, and Bob will give his assessment of Joe Biden's first year in office. Thursday, Matt Robeson, former congressional staffer, former campaign consultant, current podcaster, he and I will talk about the president's report card in 1 year in office, and I'll offer my thoughts as well. Somebody had texted he should get an F. No, he shouldn't get an F. No, I don't give him an F on his report card. I don't give him an A either, though. So we'll talk about that coming up a bit later on. And we will talk about COVID coming up in a minute or two as well here on the Watchdog Morning Show. It is 7 before the hour right now.
The new year is here, and so are the new Toyotas. So
yeah, we can do that.
present January 31st. Toyota. Let's go places.
Joe Manchin delivered on a bipartisan infrastructure plan to expand statewide high-speed internet, repair our roads and bridges, and create thousands of West Virginia jobs. Now Joe's working to responsibly put money in our pockets to fight inflation without busting the budget. Manchin's compromise plan would cut taxes for working people, create universal pre-kindergarten, cut health care costs, deliver millions to rebuild rural towns across our state, and create even more good-paying jobs for West Virginia. All paid for by millionaires and big corporations with no new taxes for us, while the rich and powerful finally pay their fair share. Joe Manchin, making Washington spend wisely, and as always, putting West Virginia first. Paid for by West Virginia Strong to encourage Senator Manchin to continue to negotiate the best deal for our state.
A serious injury from an accident can be just the start of your worries. What if you cannot return to work? How do you take care of your family if you're disabled? At Gelner Law Offices, we represent seriously injured people and understand their problem. We know how to get you fair compensation. We will work hard to make sure you get the money you deserve for your losses. Don't go it alone. If you're hurt in an accident, call us at 304-242-2900 or visit us at gelnerlaw.com.
we'd like to help.
The best in local talk is on your FM dial. 98.1 and 97.7. We are the Watchdog.
COVID-19 update.
Well, let's check some numbers and some of the COVID stories for you here this morning. First off, as an example of anybody is susceptible, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mark Milley, has tested positive for COVID-19. He is experiencing minor symptoms. He is working from home, isolated and working remotely. The Marine Corps said their commandant, General David Berger, also tested positive for COVID-19. They say his work is unaffected. We'll talk more about that with our national correspondent, Tom Squitieri, who covers the Pentagon, coming up next hour. Preliminary research shows that a fourth coronavirus vaccine dose only gives limited defense against the Omicron variant. That, according to studies that were done in Israel recently. Ohio County had 701 cases of COVID reported last week. That was as of Sunday a week ago. As of this Sunday, that number is up to 861 new cases in Ohio County in the week that just wrapped up on Sunday. A more than four-fold increase from the 212 cases reported the week prior to Christmas. So the numbers are swelling in Ohio County. But Ohio County's health administrator, Howard Gamble, says that that will be the last time they are going to put out the weekly numbers. If you want to get more information, use the state COVID dashboard to find out what your local numbers are. Howard doesn't fully explain it in the info that he sent out, but my sense of it may be that there are so many people getting tested, and that's leading to so many positive tests, and there are so many home tests being done anymore, and more will be coming, that the thought is those numbers from the health department may be just not adequate numbers anymore because the numbers are greater than that. I don't know. The Ohio County Health Department also said that they're going to be moving to a limited vaccination schedule, not going to be doing the full-fledged vaccination clinics every day up at the Highlands. They are going to be working more on homebound vaccinations, vaccinations done at their office and so on. So Ohio County Health Department changing a bit of the way they are looking at the way they handle things. And Marshall County's health department reported, and I just put it away, for last week, Marshall County's health department, 296 confirmed cases, 160 probable cases over the past week. So numbers are still high, and I thought I would share that with you. Now, I want to talk to you next hour a little bit when we have a chance about the CDC suggestion to cancel football and hockey and band and any other kind of sports in all high schools across the country. That's their suggestion. Everybody says, yeah, it ain't going to happen. We'll talk about it coming up. But let's talk about ABC covering the world right now at 8 o'clock.
The Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600 WKKX Wheeling, FM 97.7, AM 1370 WVLY Moundsville.
CEOs are warning that if AT&T and Verizon
All right, Biff, going to get some more coffee. We'll do Capitol Report to kick things off. Then we'll go to Squitieri. All righty.